Hello and welcome to another edition of Questions. I'm your host, Jeff Adelman. Today we're going to put a focus on an issue that doesn't get enough attention: seniors in the community. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but over 25% of Coral Springs population are seniors, 55 and up. Myself, I'm going to be in that population along with the rest of Generation X very soon. Some of Generation X is already there. So we need to make sure that we are taking care of seniors' needs because the population in Coral Springs is getting older, and it benefits all of us by having a thriving senior population. So to help us with our discussion today, I have two very active people in the community who are advocates for seniors and other issues in Coral Springs, longtime residents, Christiane DeNoble and Joy Wool. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you, Jeff, for having us.
We are delighted.
Well, thank you very much. Well, Christiane, I know that you have been active in the community for 36 years, living in Coral Springs. I know you were very active in your children's schools as they were growing up, and your husband was very involved in youth sports, and you continue to be active advocating for seniors like yourself in Coral Springs. Where does that passion come from?
It comes from my mother. She was a passionate woman, and I take after her.
Well, it's just, to give so much of yourself during that 36 years, and I'm sure before that, it's very admirable. And Joy, I know that you have been very active in Coral Springs for a very long time. If you'd like to tell us a little about that.
Yeah, I've been a resident of Coral Springs since 1994, but a longtime resident of Florida dating back to 1974. So yes, I am almost a native Floridian with a number of years. So I love the senior center for a variety of reasons. First of all, I am a widow, and I found that the senior center had provided a number of opportunities for an emotional and a physical ability for seniors, not just myself, because as the age does imply, many people that belong to Sartory are either widowed or are widowers. So it is from a lot of people, from their standpoint, this has provided not only an ability to exercise and to keep themselves fit at an age when it's absolutely imperative, but also it has provided them with the outlet that they need, because it provides not only health benefits, but also an ability to extend their social network. It's a place for camaraderie. And that, I think, is essential as this population ages.
Christiane, I'm going to follow up on what Joy was just saying there. The Sartori Center is really what we're talking about here in Coral Springs. And I know that that's something that both of you have been very active in, but there's been some problems of late at the Sartori Center. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, things were going great. We had worked on it 3 years ago, and we had a great response from the city. We made them aware of what was going on at the center, and they helped us, and we were very pleased. And then this year, things have changed. I think management was not maybe quite as involved as they should have been. I believe that most of the people really liked one particular instructor. She gave 10 classes a week, and she was ill, and could not come to classes. And it's been 3 months now, over 3 months, and she still has not been replaced. So we need the center now looks where we used to have 50 people just happy and smiling and dancing and whatever. Now we have little classes with 10, 15 people. I mean, it's sad. It's very sad.
So,
We're waiting for a new director. We're hoping that things will change.
so this instructor, I guess, suffered some type of a health issue. The first immediate remedy for that problem would be to find somebody to replace that person, because I went on the website and it seems like the waiting lists are for every activity pretty much.
Yes,
Right.
that's
There are
correct.
at least 30 people waiting in line
Per class.
per class. And we have multiple classes a day. The registration closed this year. The last time we did it, it closed after 2 minutes. People had already filled up all the slots for all the classes.
And that's a shame. Joy, tell me what you and Christiane have been doing because of the limits at the Sartory Center right now.
Well, with the support of the members, we provided the city with a wish list of things that were needed. And this is going back to
23.
2023. And the city was great. They provided us with the majority of the things that were on our wish list. But as things turned out, and effective when this instructor was injured, that totally disappeared. And so now we're faced with a dissemination of the program in its entirety. The wait list is unacceptable. The space that's provided for these classes is unacceptable. The lack of management to be proactive in securing the proper instructors for these classes has been absent, and that is not acceptable. So we are dealing with issues that could have been averted had the management been more aggressive in their securing qualified instructors, and just having enough of a caring for what we need. I think that is pretty much what we have encountered without getting any satisfaction for our petition to the various people that were in the management program at that time. We have not seen any evidence of an improvement whatsoever.
What have you, Christiane, and some of your friends been doing because Coral Springs has not been able to accommodate you and so many others with those activities because of the wait lists?
So sadly, we have had to go to Tamarack to do our exercise because they do have a great program for seniors there, but it's not in our neighborhood, and we are missing all the companions that we had at Sartory. I've had a woman tell me that her children are worried about her because her husband died only 3 months ago, and now she's on wait list. She doesn't have anywhere to go. And she's home alone and sad. So it's things like this that we hear that we're trying to help people with. And I am ready and willing to do more. I would like to work with Park and Recreation and tell them what we think is appropriate for us. They tend to underestimate our abilities and to give us exercises or classes for people of an older age. Well, there's a big difference between a 55 and a 95-year-old. So we need to have diversity, have some harder classes, some easier classes. And we need great instructors. This is what we really need. So I know some, and I gave names to the people that be, and I'm hoping that something will happen.
Well, I think that would be the first step in improving things. Why do you think that the issues for the seniors seem to not be getting the traction of other age groups in the community, Joy?
I think it's because it has been historic in Coral Springs to pay attention to the younger generation by providing great sports programs. And I'm not finding fault with that at all. And I think that that's something that they should provide. I mean, children grow up in a community where they are looked after and they're allowed to grow and to develop whatever skills they have. On the other hand, as you mentioned, Jeff, 25% of the population is made up of senior citizens. What are they doing for the seniors? Not very much. They've provided a second place for seniors to work out. However, it's smaller than the one that we currently have. It cannot provide for the space that we need for the growth that we have had. Our membership at Sartory has reached close to 700 people. That's a tremendous number. And when you think about the limitation of having only 50 people per class in a classroom, which is not even being accomplished now because of the fact that the instructors are not there. Some of them are saying they don't want that number in their classes. But the real issue is that the space that is provided for these classes that do generate so many people, it's just not available. Not to mention the fact that we had to fight for more handicap parking space. This is a senior community. People with walkers, people in wheelchairs that come in on a daily basis. There is not anything that is being done to address it. And the new center that they are planning on opening in April has one handicap parking space. And Christy, can you address the issue of
The door?
Well, we know about the door, but how about the new center where the traffic is unbearable?
That is correct. Because of the proximity to Ramblewood Middle School, every day they will have to close for an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half in the afternoon when schools are out, because the traffic is voluminous and the building is right there by the middle school. So we're being told that 3 hours a day we won't be able to exercise there. And there are only 28 parking spots.
For 700 people.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to
Doesn't add up at
compute.
all. No.
That's a problem. I think, I've spoken with both of you at length, and I appreciate you guys educating me. I didn't realize that 25% of 25% of Coral Springs are seniors now, compared to like about 30% youth. So it's getting up there, and we're getting to be more of an aging community that relates to a lot of different things. One of which is, well, Coral Springs is a wonderful community. I think that both of you agree that you don't want to go anywhere else.
Nope.
No.
But I think, secondly, look, I think South Florida real estate is out of control. People can't move.
True.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They can't afford insurance on a new house.
And, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
No, the real issue is that when you talk about people staying in Florida or in Coral Springs, they don't want to leave. And one of the main reasons why they don't want to move elsewhere, which has created a lot of difficulty with partners, is the fact that they love the senior center because everything that had been provided in the past was free. This takes a great amount of stress off people that are in a lower income bracket that cannot afford to go to gyms and to pay those prices. And not everybody has a silver sneakers membership. So it's very, very difficult to try to say to people, go elsewhere.
Exactly. So it's important that we address this issue here so that we make sure that we take care of, well, what's going to rise from 25% clearly to a higher percentage as the
Yes.
few years go on, because this situation is not going to be changing anytime soon.
No,
from
Broward
what I can-
County actually is closing schools because there are less young people, not less student. So
Yeah, well, again, there's a lot of different, changes afoot, but the real estate market is certainly a big part of that. I guess I've appreciated this conversation so much. To kind of close things out, Joy, let me ask you first, what would you like to see in the short term and in the long term for Coral Springs in terms of the needs of seniors?
I think the first important thing is for the powers that be understand what they're dealing with. They have not, after many invitations, they have not come to see the seniors in action. And as Christy was saying before, we are not the same grandmotherly type that people conjure up in their minds as far as senior activities are concerned. I defy anyone to come to see exactly the extent of their abilities. That would be number one. Number two, we have, as I mentioned before, we do not have adequate space for the classes that we are proposing. It would be great for them to open, since we're not talking, a quick fix would be to open other facilities that have that space so that we could utilize that for our purposes. In the long run, in the future, I would hope that the consideration would be given to a newer facility to accommodate what we need.
With more than 28 parking spaces, you mean?
Yeah, yes. And handicap spots.
Gotcha.
and
let me,
there's a way to maximize, but it takes work. You need to figure it out. But there's a way to maximize all the various spaces that maybe would be available in the city. And they need management to maximize that and use other classes. Things as simple as 50 people sign up for one class, 30 sign up for the other one. Let's give the smaller room to the class who has 30 people. And there's just very simple things. It's not rocket science.
no, it's not, but it's something that it's simple, and it really affects so many people. And I can't thank both of you enough for bringing this issue to light. I know you've been active, you've spoken in front of the commission as well. And I'm hoping that some of these issues can be addressed in the near future. If both of you would like to give your email addresses, if anyone would like to contact you, please feel free to do that.
Okay. My email address would be cjdenoble, DENOBLE @yahoo.com.
And mine would be my name, Joyce, JoyceWool @icloud.com.
Excellent. All right. And if any of you would like to contact me, my email address is jeffrey.adelman@icloud.com, and I can be reached on my cell phone, 954-478-1997. This program is set up to have your voice heard so that you can put out there the things that are important to you in Coral Springs, and we can address them and talk about them comfortably in a conversation just like this. Thank you for tuning in, and Joy and Christiane, thanks again.
Thank you again.
Thank you.